Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to the Nexus Gaming Series. My name is Bahamut. We are here in Division A with Deathwing's Hookah Lounge versus Goodbye Forever. As noted, Division A, but I'm sure you're more interested in figuring out how we got here. By slip of the tongue earlier, you all know we got to Cursed Hollow, but the home team this evening is going to be Deathwing Hookah Lounge. They lost the coin flip. The opposing side, Goodbye Forever, opted for first pick priority in game number 1. That means that Tomb of the Spider Queen and Towers of Doom were banned out by them. Deathwing Hookah Lounge banned out Braxis Holdout and Alterac Pass, and so Cursed Hollow will be the map choice by them. Let's go ahead and get back into our draft and find out what we get here draft-wise overall. So Deathwing to be banned out already by the members of Deathwing's Hookah Lounge, so not even allowing their own team name to make its way into this, but this is going to also be first pick priority going over to the side of Goodbye Forever, who's going to grab themselves a gray main. There's the ETC. I was actually looking earlier, and this is what Big Wiz plays. They have like a level 80 ETC, so high priority onto that one right there. It might actually be Star Fox, because I believe they main tank quite a bit, and I think in the past, I think they main tanked for almost every team I ever saw them on. So, we currently have a Andu and Stukov banned on the right-hand side with an Ariel Deathwing. A lot of healers to be banned out. Ana was grabbed on the left-hand side. Greymane already here on the right. We could be seeing maybe an early Li Ming possibility, because their poke potential is pretty good. It pairs into the Greymane, but they don't have much wave clear. They're actually going to be going into the Garrosh Brightwings. They have a global presence coming out, and that Polymorph might be a way for the ETC, or for them to deal with the ETC. They power slide in, Polymorph them, and then they either throw them away so that ETC can't use the face melt to push back Garrosh, or Greymane dives in, Garrosh locks him down with maybe Warlord's Challenge, or they get that kind of zero distance toss where they like lift him up, put him down, so it just kind of gets that like couple second or maybe even millisecond stun. Either way, ban phase coming out. They need more poke damage. Li Ming actually wouldn't be a horrible ban here in my opinion. Hanzo's not a bad idea either, but it's actually going to be Sylvanas, as they do not want to deal with her push potential on the map. I missed that game. I missed Star Fox 64 as well. Gaming, you need a tier list of team names. Ana's a great pick for any Uther strats on the other team. Yeah. Ana hard counters Uther. Ana also hard benefits Uther. Li Ming actually going to be banned out on the side of Goodbye Forever, as they do not want to deal with a nano boost onto her. Things like Malthy are still up and available, who are really, really powerful with a nano boost. Jaina is also a great target as well. That would pair into the ETC if they went into Mosh Pit. They could go into Ring of Frost underneath that. Water Elemental is more sustained damage, so that's an option for them as well. And they could look for a Rainer after that as well, so they get the trait from Jaina, and then you also have the ace in the hole value into the Rainer. But it looks like they want to actually play this ETC in the solo lane with Stage Dive potentially, and then Falstad to be grabbed here as well, so that's going to be matching out the Brightwing in the early half of the game. Now, I'm a little surprised by this ETC Joanna, mostly because of the fact that ETC in the solo lane, I don't know how it's going to do due to the fact that I don't think his wave clears really quickly. Like, in comparison to Dahaka, like, if you want to really have a global, like, if you want to go global double, if you want to go double global, I think Dahaka instead of an ETC might be more beneficial, but they might just be looking for that disruption as they get the power slide in. But there's going to be a Gul'dan Sonya to round out the draft on the side of Goodbye Forever. So either two, actually no. So for some reason I thought we were done picking everything, but we still have one more pick coming out from Deathwing Hookah Lounge. They're going to need some sort of more damage with this Falstad. I like a mage here for the nano boost from an Ana. Because Falstad will match Sonya maybe? ETC to maybe go up against Greymane. Kael'thas will be the last pick here. I don't know, like, this ETC throws me off the hardest. I'm not gonna lie, chat. This ETC is throwing me off the worst in a sense here. Like, Falstad does have good damage. He's got good control and all of that stuff, and Kael'thas has some good setup as well to follow up on top of the ETC. It just, I don't know, like, I feel like they're gonna struggle, like, ETC's gonna struggle in their lane. But we'll see here, we'll see. We'll definitely see. I feel like the members of Goodbye Forever, I like their composition a little bit more. It seems like it answers a lot of the things on the opposing side. ETC tries to step up. You have Falstad maybe even trying to get into the backline. You polymorph them, and then you just try and capitalize with the Gul'dan as well as the Sonya Greymane to dive onto that backline target. I think they've got a lot more that they can respond and handle everything with on the side of Goodbye Forever, but Deathwing Hookah Lounge, I think, has a lot of good momentum in their favor. It's going to be hard to kill a Joanna ETC frontline with Falstad throwing in damage from the backline as well as Kael'thas, and then you have Ana healing through all that. So that might be the way. They're just going to try and just have such high survivability. And they also have some decent self-sustain too. You know, you have Iron Skin from Johanna. You got, if you go into it, Mana Addict from Kael'thas. You have that Arcane Barrier. Falstad has Hammer Gains if they go into that, or you can go into the Static Shielding at level 4, and ETC has the Solo, so you're able to get some extra healing from that one. So either way, I think both these teams have really, really strong starts. Let's go ahead and see what happens here in game number 1. On the left-hand side, we got the members of Deathwing Hookah Lounge. We got Devo on the Falstad. We're going to be seeing Big Wiz on the ETC. Blue is going to be on the Ana. Starfox will be on the Johanna, and Patches will be on the Kael'thas. On the right-hand side, we got the members of Goodbye Forever. We're going to be seeing Flava Flav on the Garrosh. Mustache Mill will be on the Greymane. Newbie going to be on the Sonya. Non-champion going to be on the Gul'dan, and Thundercats on the Brightwing. Let's go ahead and get into mid lane and check out our level 1s and see what we get for our initial setup. Dear Lord, we are going to be seeing a Falstad with Seasoned Marksman. Not something we've seen in the past, but the Seasoned Marksman has such good self-sustain with the hammer gains at level 4 because you're able to get its health returned based on your auto attack damage. So I always talk about this all the time. If you end up going into this build, the hammer gains at level 4 is so impactful because of the fact of how much extra healing you can get from that. Now, we could be seeing a secret weapon here coming out from Falstad as well that did actually have a change not too long ago. It was very minuscule, but the big factor here is that you're trading wave clear for more auto attack damage. And if they end up going to that hammer gains, it's definitely a possibility, but Boomerang just gives you such good wave clear. And that's such a hard thing to argue against. That's the only thing is that's the main issue I feel here is this is going to be Sonya pushing into top lane against Big Wiz. So newbies should be having an easy time with this. This Sonya should be kind of controlling the lane. Meanwhile, in mid we were having the Ana, Kael'thas, and Johanna, but it looks like Kael'thas breaks off and will be going for the siege camp. This will be pressuring into top lane during the objective phase. I actually really like this timing coming out from them, throwing that into the top lane so it gets into there a little bit later. Now, that's going to be... Kael'thas will take a little bit of time, so we're still going to be seeing this. I think it's a little bit early for this camp, but either way, still to rotate in lane. Meanwhile, Falstad and bottom lane is doing their best to soak up and try and get those hammering stacks, these Seasoned Marksman stacks. Already at 4, but Gul'dan is also trying to work on getting those Epic Corruption as anytime Falstad sees that coming out, they're just trying to change up the angle constantly in Falstad, so it's more difficult for them to sidestep this. Typically, a lot of people end up running in a straight line, not thinking that it'll affect them, but you can see Devo constantly just seeing where it's going and then actually just either stepping forward or stepping to the side, or I guess flying, if you will, if we're talking about Swiftwing specifically. Camp and top lane now just about to get into the front gate. This is going to be the bottom lane Siege Giants just approaching. Our objective is still about a minute away. We'll be having the announcement in 30 seconds, and it'll be up and available for channel in a minute or so. Well, a little bit less now because obviously it's 3 minutes into the game. ETC needs to make a rotation down at some point, or they'll stay up here and try and force newbie to stay up there with them and allow these Siege Giants to get a little bit more value, or at least just slow the Sonya from rotating to help out the friendly team during first objective. Now, first objective. The tribute will always spawn, at least on Curse Hollow, the tribute will always spawn in the center bottom or center top. And then from there it randomizes in patterns of 3. So every third one, or I guess every fourth one, it resets the pattern because you can actually predict. So, you know, the next one could be top right or top left. It'll never go to top center due to the fact that it's in that straight line. So it avoids doubling up in that sense, if that makes sense. So by the third one, you can typically predict where it is. Now, granted, they changed that a long time ago where it doesn't just pop up and, you know, it doesn't just pop up at the 30-second announcement and it's just like, all right, now we know where it is. Nowadays, we actually can see on the map ahead of time where it's going to be, so you can kind of posture around that factor. Before, you actually had to sit there and kind of mathematically, in a sense, figure it out because there's 6 little areas. But they have the interruption for now, 6-6 in levels thus far. Both teams keeping good pace with their experience. Sonya and ETC going to be battling out in top lane as newbies just able to get behind the gate with some 150 health. That's going to be a strong hold for the ETC, as I think Sonya's trying to stay up in this top lane and get some self-sustain, as they did go into that war pain at level 1, being able to, I believe, get auto attack damage and heal from that one. Excuse me. Healing off of your auto attack damage. That's the wording that I actually needed. Toss goes out on a Star Fox. They have a great Condemn coming in as well. Another Biotic Grenade coming out from Ana to make sure that they're mitigating the healing out from Brightwing. Patches will be able to grab themselves the objective right there as they get a little bit of damage onto Garrosh, who actually tries to step forward, trying to get the toss onto them, but this will be the disengage as top lane is going to be rotated in from ETC. Sonya split off to grab the Bruiser camp from mid lane. Now we have another battle brawling out in this mid position, as this is a lot of damage onto Kael'thas. No Arcane Barrier for the next, well, 12... They need 12 more stacks on the Mana Addict at level 1, but still working their way through that, and to be at 8 stacks already 4 minutes into the game is pretty good. Another note on stacks, 11 already on the Falstad, doing a great job of picking up those minion kills, as Brightwing actually ends up going down to bottom lane to Falstad. giving a little bit more on that Seasoned Marksman. This will be Boomerang as well. The way actually you know the difference between the two of them is Boomerang is the hammer with a blue background, and Secret Weapon is with a yellow background. That's legitimately the way that I know the difference between the two of them. There's a lot of talents like that, like where they just have like a simple recoloring of the background or something like that. It's just like, which one is that again? But either way, yeah, you always see, you know, B for blue. Easiest way to do it. 8 up on both sides when it comes to our levels. We currently have Mustache going for the channel. ETC uses that face melt. They did go for the loudspeakers at level 4, and that helped them get that range onto that face melt into the enemy team. Meanwhile, Brightwing rotates up, and it's gonna be 5v5 for this objective. Phase shift coming in. ETC finds the power slide. That's going to be a great gravity blast from Kael'thas. They do split them up from the flame strike, but still get a lot of good damage. They're making sure they're not spraying that living bomb around. Meanwhile, I think Sonya rotated into top lane to get a little bit of healing from the whirlwind. We can look at the talents in just a second. They might have gone into that life funnel at level 7 as Star Fox gets thrown forward. Greymane dives in there, going to be trying to back off. That's a lot of damage onto Flavor Flav, who's trying to get out of here. They end up going down. And that will be the members of Goodbye Forever, I think, backing out of there as the members of Deathwing Hookah Lounge will be grabbing the objective in their favor, and that will be second one for themselves. Looking at Sonya really quickly, she actually went into Poison Spear, if I'm not mistaken. She went to Poison Spear. This might actually be a Leap Sonya. What if it was B for Biello? Okay. Okay. All right, now. Please, Kaleo. ETC press W. The Pepe hands afterwards is just it's so good. I can't tell you how many times as an ETC I have done that to a Kael'thas or something like that. And like I was actually doing it to Stark, I think, over the weekend when we were playing Brawls, and it was just like me apologizing like every third or fourth face melt. It was just like, sorry, I knocked him out of that one. Sorry, I knocked him out of that one. Either way, we got 10s up on both sides. We can cycle through some of these talents. As we talked about in the draft, it's going to be stage dive ETC, but this was expected with how they were playing their lane setup, as well as just having that ETC in the top to match out against the Sonya. This will be objective in the bottom right. And so here, this is where the predictability comes into this. So you had it in bottom center, you had it in top left, so that means it had to be in the bottom right due to the fact of just how the rotations work. Stage dive came in from the ETC. That's a wonderful toss over the wall. Big Wiz is actually taking a lot of shots from the tower. Gets a power slide out right there, but the enemy team is rotating in. The friendly team needs to make something happen with this. I think this is Big Wiz being, I don't know, they're going to take the Sonya on for a bit of an adventure. They don't have not face melt, but they don't have stage dive for a while. Sonya could leap this. A leap would actually Goomba Big Wiz, but they're going to save the cooldown. This is something someone who's smart is doing, like Newbie, is going to be holding that leap. Instead of establishing dominance with the leap and just Goombaing the ETC, they're gonna go ahead and make sure they get the kill, save the leap, and then that way they can use it aggressive, maybe on a camp invade right over here. That made you laugh about more than it. Yeah, I don't know why. It got me good. It got me good. I'll be honest. Just like Cassia should delete Bend, ETC should kind of delete Face Melt. Don't you want your damage dealer to dive into the backline so that way the enemy team can collapse on them with Fend? There are a lot of Cassias that I've seen that actually do that. It's a 5v5, they're trying to get into the backline, so they'll fend onto the healer in the backline, so the team is just like, okay, and then they'll just turn onto her and just dump all the damage into someone who stepped way too far forward, well, usually be on their own tank. Another tribute spawning, so it does reset on the map. Now, the fact that it's in this center position isn't because of the fact that it's resetting the cycle. It's just it randomizes at this point. It happened to be in the center, but oh, Newbie might be in a bit of a rough spot. They do have the leap if they need to get out of there. That's going to be Sleep Dart. Everything's being used. There's the leap. Do they have enough damage? Brightwing actually with the phase shift just in time to be able to save Sonya. But that's a lot of things being used right there. Brightwing did go into Blink Heal as well. That's going to be off cooldown right there. I believe they get 2 charges from that. Yeah. So we might have just seen one of the charges coming off cooldown. Either way, Flavor Flav trying to step up. Gravity Lapse comes out, doesn't connect onto them. Stage dive from the ETC will connect onto Flavor Flav, tosses them over the wall, but unfortunately there's no gate right there, so they're going to be actually able to get the power slide around. Horfire comes out from the Gul'dan. This is going to be a lot of damage onto Big Wiz, who's trying to make it out. ETC goes rocketing across our screen. They actually use the Into the Fray onto Sonya right there. Since Leap is down for the next 18 seconds, they end up throwing the Ana back into the Grey Mane. They lose the Garrosh, but they end up getting the Ana kill right there as Newbie's taking quite a bit of damage Star Fox is taking quite a bit of damage from Newbie as they're chasing this out. Seems like they're poking out here and there with the Falstad. Devo might have one more hammering for them. This is a little risky as I think Thunder Sky, yeah, they're going to be able to zone this back, and that will be Curse Point going over to the side of Goodbye Forever. Both teams have the availability for Curse here. How are they going to play it is the big question. Coordination is keycap. Sonya barely survived. What's up, BM? How you doing, bud? Good to see you. Build your own leap, yeah. I love the into the fray on Sonya's for basically the homebrew leap. Bosses are going to be, I wouldn't say simultaneously, but they're going to be picked up on both sides. We can actually go ahead and cycle through some of the other numbers here. We haven't had a chance to look at those in a little bit as the top lane boss is going to be getting the front gate through. They tried to make the invade happen down here. Not going to be quick enough as we do currently have our next objective phase up and available. This is going to be Curse for a team. Who it's going to be is the big question. Now, I like the play for the boss on both sides. The boss and bottom, I'd say this is pretty even. How it was, you know, pushing into lane and stuff. So either way, both these teams are saying we don't care about what the boss is doing. We only care about this objective. We want to find a curse for ourselves and get some great momentum in our favor. It's been pretty back and forth between these two teams. I'm really not sure who's actually kind of in the driver's seat when it comes to some of these team fights. These tosses from Garrosh have been so on point. Gust to force them back as that bought a little bit of time so they get the curse in their favor. Top lane fort goes down. That's going to be Leap coming out from Sonya. There's going to be the Horrify on to the Kael'thas, trying to just use the Arcane Barrier to survive right there. Going to get a gravity lapse onto one, throwing as much damage as they possibly can before they end up going down. Bomb is spreading from player to player, but that is going to be the Joanna going down as well as the Kael'thas, and lost the ETC early in that one. Overall, this is actually going to be a defensive curse on the side of Deathwing Hookah Lounge. This is actually a rough spot to be in. To lose 3 members just as you get a really, really big curse is a rough go, and so they're going to be able to manage these lanes. They're not going to lose out too much. They lost their fort and bottom lane, but that was kind of the trade during that entire curse phase, was fort for fort due to the bosses. And while this boss is going to be able to get a little extra push power up to the keep front gate, because actually no, the other one did the exact same thing, it's just a little bit less. So I'd say you know, slightly more coming out for the members on the side of Deathwing Hookah Lounge, but Goodbye Forever, I'm not counting them out just yet, as they are going to be able to manage a lot of these waves and mitigate some of this curse against themselves because of the fact that they got those 3 kills. That was so good. Like, Deathwing Hookah Lounge not able to get as much curse potential as they possibly could right there, just because of the 3 kills. And that also pushes the enemy team up an entire level lead. They'll find themselves 16 to 15 here. And hold on, let's get some vision. So they see Star Fox, they know that something's up. Leap comes out from the Sonya. They're looking for the single target blow up as the ETC has a stage jab into the backline. The Horrify comes out from the Gul'dan. Falstad flying in as well, looking for a Gust that's going to be forcing the Garrosh away. They're going to try and just spin to win through all this as the Warlord Challenge comes out as well. They get a huge toss on quite a few members. They end up getting the camp, but does Garrosh go down here? They currently have spell armor because they're standing inside that circle of the mage. They're actually going to try and step up. Blue taking a lot of damage, ends up getting out of there with some 100 health. I cannot believe they made it out alive, but they end up getting the Grey Mane kill. Devo very low. Are they going to be able to trade that out? Gets the barrel roll over the gate. Currently have the Falstad, or excuse me, the Kael'thas getting the gravity lapse onto 1 as Big Wiz gets the double back right there so they don't get hit with the Groundbreaker. Flava Flav getting hit with the... Oh, wait. No, I don't think they have enough right there. Falstad barrel rolls forward. Gravity lapse doesn't connect. They have a lot of good auto attack damage here. Brightwing with the blink heal as well as the speed boost potential, and also the armor onto this Garrosh is keeping them alive for now, and they end up turning around, and dear lord, did the Gul'dan just throw damage on top of so many of these members with the Echo Corruption somehow, some way. Flava Flav is going to be able to make it out of this entire engagement with their life as the phase shift comes through from Brightwing. Star Fox was considering to maybe chasing further onto this, but actually, no, they're not stopping this. They're not stopping this right now. Grey Mane coming back from death. That's going to be a wonderful Gust from the Falstad. They have a lot of damage onto this Garrosh. They finally find that kill right there, and they find a second onto Sonya. Thundercats was trying to get the healing in, but that's going to be them getting picked off as well as non-champion. Going to get chased over here. Going to be stage dive from the ETC. They sidestep the slow. Horrify comes out to buy more time. Falstad doesn't have a Gust or anything, not for the next 39 seconds, but they can push in through this bottom lane even further. They're trying to capitalize in this moment in all the stuff that they missed during the last curse phase that they had 3 members down for the majority of it. So this should be an easy keep. I don't think they're going to end game here. It's 20 seconds on average. I think they're going to need that time to take down the keep, and then I'd say back off, grab objective, manage your lanes, and maybe pick up a boss, because bosses are about 40 to 30 seconds away. More to 40 to 50 seconds away. But I gotta say, that was a wonderful momentum shift for the members of Deathwing Hookah Lounge. They were in the driver's seat. They started to lose a little bit, especially with that. I keep harping on this, but losing 3 members before a curse is insanely difficult, like mentally wise as a team. Like, you had so much momentum, you had a boss still, you had an opening. If you would have actually got those kills, you would have really got a lot of value. So for them to mitigate that was huge on the side of Goodbye Forever. Now Deathwing Hookah Lounge, they won't be able to get a curse here, but still, they'll even it up if they're able to get this next one, because they actually were able to sneak the one that was over here on the left-hand side. Top lane going to be cleared out, but this is a bit of a lull in the game as camps are going to be getting back up and available. Question is, are they going to be able to steal away? Are they going to make a boss play, and are they going to be able to steal it away? Because if... This is a hard spot to be in, because if they actually get the curse here and they have the boss pushing through top lane, that's going to be huge for them. But it's the timing of everything and the positioning is not going to work out, so they're going to settle for the camp for mid. Star Fox is already in the bush over here. This is the vision currently for our red team as they end up finding Star Fox. Iron Skin going to be popped. They're trying to bait them in towards the friendly team. Falstead does have, not Leap. Falstead has Gust. I'm just going to look and see. So they have Flight in 3 seconds. They should be, they can fly over and get like a Gust to push back the enemy team into the friendly. But we'll see what happens here. Is there's a lot of damage initially coming out. There's going to be the Phoenix out from the Kael'thas as well. There's an Ana boost onto someone, I believe. They end up getting the Falstead kill. I'm surprised that Flava Flav is still alive. Blessed Shield was ripped. ETC rounds the corner and finds that the chair from Flava Flav as they throw Newbie in here, and I cannot believe it. They're somehow living through this as they end up getting picked off right there. Might have been a too aggressive of a toss. Non-champion with the channel over here on the right-hand side. Look at the mid lane as well. Oh man, these living bombs passing from player to player is a little risky, as this is the part that I wanted to highlight here. The camp that they grabbed, this now hitting the fort with no defense coming out from it, it's just going to shred right through. They're going to try and manage this wave as quickly as possible. They still have their own wave right there. Garrosh going to be grabbing the vision over here, and they're going to be able to clear this out and push up through top lane. Bottom lane is being sieged up by a couple archers, but you're going to be missing the experience. But the question is, will the catapult get into range for the archers? That's the one thing I'm unsure about. Alrighty. Oh, they find a toss on. Wow, Polymorph, Warlord's Challenge, everything going out right there. They actually don't even get the kill onto them. Quite a few tools used there onto the Joanna, but they don't find the kill. Gravity Lapse onto one. That's going to be the Blessed Shield to follow up. It's going to be the stage dive from the ETC in the backline. They find the kill onto the Garrosh. Power Slide to lock him down. Falstead flies over. Doesn't even need the Gust. Meets the enemy team on the opposing side, and they say, cool, that's also going to be my Seasoned Marksman stacks finished out. More damage coming out from that Falstead. They did go into Hammer Gain Slow, I believe, or Crippling Hammer. So the hammering slow is increased from 25 to 60. Allows them to chase further. They also went to Giant Killer. With a Sonya and a Garrosh, that makes a lot of sense, but now they say this is a free boss for us. They actually might be able to double boss off of this based on the timers, but bottom lane boss is so much more impactful due to the fact that there is no keep. So you have constant catapult pressure winning out the lane in your favor. There will be a periodic catapult on the opposing side, but that can be managed by, obviously, the boss pushing up to speed those things up a little bit. 20 seconds on average still for these 3 players, as this will definitely be boss for bottom lane. I wonder if they'll watch to see what the play is for this boss defensively, and then they might go for the play in top lane, but Falstead will go into top to make sure that they're pushing this back. Also to note, the Falstead is going to be overstacking on Seasoned Marksman. So you can see right there, it's going to be attack bonus is based off of the current bonus you see right there. So 45, there's some decimal rounding and stuff right there, but you can get a rough idea. So 45, 46 will be 46 on so far and so forth. But Falstead hits for 275, I think, in auto. Woo, woo. Hard. Oh my god. Pyra, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome everyone from Pyra's stream. I did not realize that you raided over 17 minutes ago. Thank you so much. That's going to be Crater Sonya. Horrify comes out, everything to body the Kael'thas. This is going to be Flava Flav trying to make their way out of this as they have a lot of damage, but they also have all of that armor you can see right next to their name. Boss is now pushing up to core as that was the Kael'thas that went down. They still have their Falstad as they're going to be having the phase shift from the Brightwing. This is very aggressive coming out from the members of Deathwing Hookah Lounge. They're going to use the Falstad with the Wind Tunnel to force back the enemy team to buy some extra time. They're just going to race down the core. They're trying to put the pressure on here. Will they be able to? That's going to be stage dive onto the enemy team in the back line. ETC did go into the Storm Shield, actually. That's going to be the Falstead going down. They have so much damage onto Blue, who ends up going down as well. Greymane diving up. That's going to be Star Fox and friends end up all going down, but the core will fall as well, and that is going to be game number 1 over to the side of Deathwing Hookah Lounge. GG. Well played.
for some cake and pie later.
Thank you again for the raid. I really appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, welcome. I hope you had a good stream. I hope it was enjoyable. I hope you killed all the things in, I think, Destiny. Yeah, Dragon Ball Z. Oh, you were playing Kakarot. I've been seeing a couple people play that. I need to, honest to God, watch it from the beginning. I don't think I'll play it myself, but I need to find a streamer that's playing it, and I can like go back and start from their VODs or whatever. Let me show talents and stuff and figure out what we're gonna get for our next game. I also need to message teams. The losing team was non-champion. All right. Damn, that was seriously, that was like literally down to the last auto attack. It turns out yeah, it was good. All right, so they want that. Let's get a message out to Big Wiz. Yeah, it's the other captain. Nope. How's everyone doing in chat? How are you all doing this evening? It's a nice Monday night. Some people had it off, some people didn't. That sounded like, I don't know why that sounded passive-aggressive to me. Either way, I hope you all had a wonderful day, whether you had it off, whether you had to work. I hope it was easy. And thanks for coming by. Thanks for supporting. Thanks for helping us push towards Twitch Partner. I know I talk about it all the time, but it's just, it's the big goal right now, so that way we can produce best content for you all as well. Did I mark this down correctly? I did mark this down correctly. Wonderful. Okay. Or died with no one left. Yeah, exactly, KPB. Yo, Kage! What's up, bud? I'll be seeing you on Wednesday. Greetings from viewer, longtime viewer, second-time viewer. I'm donating because my donation has died from Germany. Guess what time it is? What time is it, Zell? Oh. Oh, dang. All right, let's get this team in here. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. Oh, yeah, you're pumped, aren't you? So this is the bag. Oh, wait. Sponsor me, Cloudstar. Then I'll put your thing on stream. We're still waiting. By the way, seriously, if you want to get dog treats for your dog, I recommend this one. I highly recommend this one. It's pretty cheap, and it's also really good. At least he loves them. And you can see, it's quite a big cookie. Like, in comparison, like, what he usually gets is probably about, like, that big. So, thank you so much, Zell, for the best boy treat. Yes, this is my good boy. This is for my good boy. Go get it. It's yours.
You to the end of the world.
You want some? Delta, thank you so much for the resubscription. Thank you for the 13 months of support. I really appreciate that, friend. Swap team. And let me get the other team in here. The excitement on his face. Yeah, he loves those. He loves those. First one. It was the first one. Best treat for the best boy. I agree. 20K for a big treat for Bandit. Bandit's having a good day today. He is. Anyway, probably did 10 to 20% on core. Oh, that's true. Had Monday off. Have Tuesday off. Feels okay, man. Nice, Kevin. Nice. Minus 100 W? Kage, why? Did you like that? Was that good? Was that good? Does that just out of the blue? You're just like, I don't deserve this. Why do I get this? Because you're a good boy. Yeah, you are. I'm a good boy. You are. Okay, we're getting teams in here slowly but surely. I think my chair went. Ooh. But thank you so much again, Zell. God, that's wild. You've watched this channel to the point of actually getting 20K. That's crazy to me. Like I have probably like 20 plus K in like Day's channel or Bambi's channel, probably Sharky's at this point too, because I usually lurk in all their channels depending on what time of day it is. Like I watch Bambi in the morning and I usually watch either Sharky or Day at night. Day at night. I think I peed myself at that ending, is what Diva's saying. Give them a Twitch link. Team 2 ready. But yeah, seriously, thank you so much. Mikey, yes. All the booty emotes. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and get on into it. Let me double check that my settings are all correct. Yes, yes, yes. Let's go ahead and get into game number 2. We are going to be finding ourselves over on... I have to say it. There we go. Welcome back to the Nexus Gaming Series. My name is Bahamut. We are here in Division A with Deathwing's Hookah Lounge on the left-hand side. Up 1 in our second of 3 best of 3s, and we have the members of Goodbye Forever down, but able to potentially bring us back and take us to a game number 3. But let's go ahead and find out how we got 2 Infernal Shrines. The home team this evening is going to be Deathwing Hookah Lounge. They lost the coin flip. The opposing side opted for first pick priority in game number 1. The members of Goodbye Forever banned out Tomb of the Spider Queen and Towers of Doom. Raxus Hold Down and Direct Pass were banned out by the members of Deathwing Hookah Lounge. First map was chosen by Deathwing Hookah Lounge, Cursed Hollow, and won by them. The opposing side has map pick priority or first pick priority for game number 2. They opted for first pick, meaning that Deathwing Hookah Lounge had map pick once again, and they have chosen to take us to Infernal Shrines, another rotation heavy based map, another team fight based map as well. So I think they felt the momentum very strong in their favor on the side of Deathwing Hookah Lounge, so they're going to go ahead and go to another map that, well, it's going to play to their strengths. Deathwing and Stukov Joanna are going to be banned out here. Looks like the members of Goodbye Forever do not want to deal with that Joanna whatsoever, but another Ariel band to be coming out as well. Day with the Peepo Jams. The People Jams. Kalia doesn't have 20K, but you could. You could. By simply watching my channel. I'm at 8K now, already got banned at 5K treats, so I'd be at 13K. Ooh, people are getting close. Mikey Yoon's almost there? I'm excited. Zell with the proper emotes too. His finger gun's working out good. Bandit's going to start getting those treats more often now because people are saving up for them. Absolutely. Poor Bandit next year's gonna be weighing 200 pounds. No, I walk him like twice a day to make sure that. I also have a limit on them too. I smapped too many Baja Rages. Now I'm at 5K.
Checking in.
Sorry, we should be focusing on the draft right now. So let's actually get into it a little bit here. We have the Greymane picked up on the side of Goodbye Forever, so they want that die potential. Kael'thas Ana to be on the left-hand side. So we saw how much value Patches had on that, as well as how good blue was on the Ana as well. So I don't disagree with grabbing those too early. On a map like this, Kael'thas also offers a ton within your shrine clear, as well as your rotational clear, and then Ana is insanely powerful with debuffing and buffing the friendly or enemy team. You're at 2.4K, saving for 5. We'll see. I can't wait to see it, Yellow. I cannot wait. No, the other thing too is on the note of Bandit gaining weight. We limit the small treats to 3, and we limit the big ones to just 1 per stream. I know everyone wants to give a cookie and stuff like that, but that's the way we have to at least manage it so Bandit doesn't gain 200 pounds and he's not just a big old chonk. As much as I'm sure he'd be a cute big old chonk, I like my little adventure buddy because we go on hikes together and stuff like that in the summer. So wintertime, I purposely let him get a little bit heavier because it's colder out and it's good for him to have a little extra. But in the summer, we both lose our weight and we go adventuring around. But my life aside, let's actually get into the draft once again as Greymane, ETC, Anduin on the right-hand side. So they're going for a lot of lockdown blow-up potential. They don't have any sort of shrine clear just yet, as the Jaina was banned on the left-hand side. That would have actually paired really, really well into their composition. So that was a smart ban coming out from the members of Deathwing's Hookah Lounge. On the left, they don't have a main tank, they don't have any sort of solo lane, so it looks like they're actually going to get rid of the push power. They're just afraid of that Sylvanas being able to amplify any sort of Punisher value coming into this map, and I don't blame them. Like Sylvanas benefiting or like locking down the towers with black arrows, that really, really helps because while your Punisher's not taking any damage, you're going to be able to push in more aggressively. These next 2 picks coming out from the members of Deathwing Hookah Lounge. Kael'thas Ana. They're actually gonna go, okay.
We will forge a great
Thrall
destiny.
variant's not a bad idea. You're gonna be able to still poke, and you can step up with the Varian and the Thrall. The roots from, I guess, the Gravity Lapse from Kael'thas or the Frostwolf from Thrall are going to be good ways for setup. Even the Sleep Dart for Ana are all good setup, but they're going to need some sort of extra burst, and I think that's going to have to come from the Kael'thas, maybe even Varian stepping up. Maybe they even go to a Colossal Smash. On the opposing side, Colossal Smash actually would deal with a little bit of the ETC and Greymage shielding, so you might actually look for that armor mitigation. But Hanzo and Sonya, so they're going to be looking for the Hanzo to be able to poke in and have the whittle potential for Greymane. Also, it's a good use of, there's going to be a good use of the arrow from Hanzo to be able to lock down a couple members, maybe look for a stage dive, a mosh pit from the ETC. And then last, to round out the draft, they know that they're going to be going up against a Sonya in the solo lane. Thrall could be rolled into the solo lane. They could look for something else. Garrosh is still up and available, if I'm not mistaken. Murden's not a bad choice. Diablo, I don't think they're going to go for. I think it's a little too divey for their composition. It's actually going to be Medivh. Okay. So this is definitely, I would say this is definitely Thrall solo lane. Medivh rotating with the Kael'thas, Ana, Varian, and Medivh. Well, yeah, obviously. What's the difference between Treat and Big Treat? The little ones are just like the stuff that we usually get from BarkBox. So it's like they're super little tiny things. I was trying to show like in relation to the big treat, but maybe I'll make him like a little picture or something like that for him. Either way, that is going to be our draft right there for game number 2 of our second best of 3 of the evening. And coming out into this, names aside, purely looking at the 2 drafts, I kind of like the side of Deathwing Hookah Lounge, but it's going to come down to that Medivh. If Medivh is constantly shut down, then this is going to be a good time for Goodbye Forever, and they'll be looking towards that game number 3. But if this Medivh can stack, if this Medivh can get the portals, if it can get the protections from any sort of massive big blow-up, maybe Sonya leaping in, Greymane diving onto someone or something like that, then this is going to be them being able to kind of control this map in their favor. We'll see what happens here as we go ahead and get into our game. On the left-hand side, we got the members of Deathwing Hookah Lounge up 1, trying to close out in a 2-0 fashion. We've got Devo on the Medivh, Blue going to be on the Ana, we have Big Wiz on the Thrall, Star Fox will be on the Varian, and Patches on the Kael'thas. On the right-hand side, we get the members of Goodbye Forever. Trying to take us to a game number 3, we got Newbie on the Sonya, Flava Flav going to be on the ETC, Mustache Mill going to be on the Greymane, Thundercats on the Anduin, and Non-Champion on the Hanzo. Go ahead and check out our level 1s and see what we get for our first engagement in mid lane, as it looks like this is just going to be a little bit of vision provided from that Hanzo right there. The other thing to note too is that Thrall did go into the Echo the Elements, which means that's going to be them in the solo lane. Typically we see that in solo lane. If they were rotating between bottom and mid, they might have considered the Crash Lightning because of the hero prioritization from that, but either way, I think this is going to be a strong choice from them just to be going into the Echo the Elements, because I believe it's mana return as well as, I'm trying to remember off the top of my head, so it's mana cost reduction, and then you get a second charge. That's what it is. Because the Crash Lightning, when you finish that, actually it prioritizes heroes over anything else. Whereas the second charge might be a good way to get your Frostwolf procs off, or even steal away some of these shrines. So even if they weren't going into the solo lane, I think they actually would have benefited from Echo the Elements outside of solo lane too. So I'll take that back. Overall, I think Echo is just stronger. But that's definitely something I want to talk to Paradox about too, because there was one time I was watching his stream and he was talking about that as well. So I'll have to bring that up on Wednesday, and we might be able to have a little bit of a chat on that on stream, just to kind of, because he was saying like, because there's obviously scaling factors. It's a lot like look at Convection from Kael'thas. While it is only 100 damage gained from there are other talents that scale that out a little bit more. So there's been arguments made, especially in this chat, about maybe actually the value from Convection on some maps. Maybe even a map like this where you're going to be seeing a lot of members, so they're brawling out. You can use a lot of flame strikes and potentially get those often, or excuse me, you can finish that up. You can finish that early and then actually get the extra damage more often. Medivh did scout out, so they do know they're over there, so that allows them to go ahead and grab the camp for themselves over there on the left-hand side safely. Medivh's stacks reset is going to make it rough for them. Yeah. They need the damage from. They also, yeah. The other thing too is like something like look at level 16, if I'm not mistaken, there's Temporal Flux for Medivh, and that is cooldown reduction under your ultimate. So if you actually go into Leyline Seal, and then you go into, Temporal Flux, every time you land one of those Arcane Rifts onto an enemy hero, you're able to get I believe it's a percentage-based cooldown, and I've seen Medivh's just throw so many leyline seals out during fights. Like, if you do it right, you can almost get a leyline seal like every 20 seconds or so. It's absolutely wild. I think I was actually watching Stark play it once, and I asked him in an interview. It was one of the Ghillie Shark games, and he was like, Temporal Flux is one of the most underrated talents for Medivh, and I agree with especially how it was played in that game and how much value it got in that game. Dear Lord. So something just in your own mind to consider as well. There are just these cooldown reduction talents that in the later half of the game really make Medivh even more aggressive and challenging to go up against because of just how much control he can bring into the game. Regardless, we are going to be seeing 6-ups on both sides, and our first objective will be frozen in the bottom lane. Let's see, Medivh scouting out over here. Let's actually jump over to the vision for Medivh specifically and see what they're providing for the friendly team as we get set up for our first objective. Flava Flav is shown on the objective right there as they're just going to be flying right above. Blue is set up. Going to be having the rest of the team rotate in. Kael'thas is slowly making their way over there. That's going to be Sonya showing in top lane. We could see that she was there in our vision because we were on our blue vision, so great gravity lapse. There's a taunt coming out from the variant as well. That's going to be power slide in the wrong direction. Chain lightning actually will solidify it. It might have actually been the living bomb. Regardless, they still find the first blood onto the ETC. The members of Deathwing Hookah Lounge looking very comfortable in game number 2 of our second best of 3 of the evening. Another Divine Star coming out from Thundercats just to try and provide a little bit of healing as maybe a little bit of vision, maybe even steal away a Skeletal Defender or two. Hatch is trying to push out the wave, make sure that they do, when they do get their Arcane Punisher, Frozen Punisher, they're going to be able to, they won't have to deal with the wave already there. The Impaler camp is already low enough, so it looks like they're going to be just trying to force back Sonya, finish this out, and get prepared for a push-in with this Punisher here, as Varian did go into the taunt, as we noted beforehand. A lot of members are getting very low. Taunt goes out onto one. They're actually going to try and keep them back here. Big Wiz is going to be able to get a lot of proc from the Frostwolf's Resilience. Unfortunately, Varian not able to make it towards the portal. The jump from the Punisher came out very early. It actually jumped onto the ETC right there, but Medivh and friends need to play this a little bit safe. They don't have Varian, which is their entire front line. Thrall has to rotate out as well, so that's more of their front line, if any of their front line is, yeah. So it's Thrall and Varian not here. They're going to try and poke out a little bit. They're going to maybe try and grab this regeneration globe. That's a lot of damage onto Mustache Mel. If there was a mosh pit, they could have potentially looked for some value onto that. Unfortunately, it's a little too early into the game, so we're just going to be having them cycle back. That was a very good defense, though, coming out from the members of Goodbye Forever, denying even the front gate going down. Typically, you expect this front gate to go down, maybe the well, but that was a wonderful defense because of the fact that they got the kill onto Varian and Thrall had to split off to match the Sonya constantly. Let's go ahead and get an idea of what some of the other numbers look like between the experience, damage, and healing that has popped up thus far for both these sides. As Medivh scouting out, they see Star Fox, they get the dismount. That's going to be it right there. Thrall is also going to be pushing up in the top lane even further. We can just look really quickly. 15 out of the 20, if I'm not mistaken, for the Echo of the Elements. Meanwhile, in bottom lane, there's a bit of a brawl breaking out as Flava Flav took a bit of damage, but they do end up forcing back the enemy team. Hanzo is still working through their level 1 quest, trying to get the stacks under heroes. It's not showing us properly, but it's actually 1 out of the 5, so that means they might have hit everyone once, potentially, but they still need to hit everyone, well, 3 times just to be able to finish that out. And the initial 3 hits, or excuse me, the initial hit onto every single player, whoopsie, is going to allow them to have 30% range increase at the, at hitting every hero 3 times will allow them to have the extra 100 damage. And if you go into explosive arrows, that just allows you to have a little bit more poke into the shrine, as well as just more poke into the enemy team, because you have range, damage, and then especially the explosive arrows, another good way to just have a little bit of AoE or splash. 10 talents here around in the corner, and they're just gonna be able to continue to make rotations. Sonya kind of meeting them in this mid. Greymane going for the throat, ETC mosh pit, nothing really too out of the ordinary. I would expect maybe a light bomb from Anduin just for some more setup for that mosh pit. Maybe Greymane gets that, or even Sonya gets that, so you have the leap, and then you have the light bomb. There's those options for that, and I'm glad they went into that for themselves. Next Punisher will be Arcane, and that will be in mid lane. You can already see the members of Deathwing Hookah Lounge are making sure that they're playing the safe, also using the Arcane Rift just to check the bush to see if someone's in there. 13 out of the 40 stacks necessary on that one. As noted in some other games, and I might have mentioned it in draft, it's not like Hanzo with the Redemption where you only lose a little bit, or the Wizened Duelist for the Greymane. It's if you die, you lose all of it, like Convection, so you gotta finish it out, and that's why they're gonna play a little bit slower, a little bit safer probably in this early game, but once they finish that out, expect them to be more aggressive as they are working their way through it. But they're playing smart around this on the side of Goodbye Forever, making sure they're not stepping up and allowing that. Why would he mosh his teammate? Nani? I said something about a mosh earlier, but that was like down here, and they actually got a power slide onto like 2 players. Oh my god, that was a good taunt right there. Flava Flav is gonna feign that they're going back up towards mid, and they end up power sliding backwards. They're gonna open up this bottom lane further, but next Punisher will be Arcane, and that will be in mid lane. I believe this is second one of the game, if I'm not mistaken. Currently gonna be having Bruiser Camp in the top right, gonna be grabbed. Nothing on the top left. This is gonna be Thrall still managing this. But this is also going to be something they're going to have to split off and deal with on the side of Deathwing Hookah Lounge, or they end up wiping. If they can get a couple kills, then they won't have to worry about the enemy team stepping up onto this. But right there, you saw non-champion poking onto the shrine with the explosive arrow from level 4. That just allows you to even steal away some of these skeletal defenders, but that range also that we were talking about from the level 1, being able to get the 30% range, and then you get the extra 100 damage, as noted when you finish out all 3 stacks on each single hero. Only going to have 2 out of the 5 on that one, as they're looking to poke out from here and there. That's going to be the taunt onto Flava Flav. They have the protection status onto Star Fox as they find the dash on Newbie. That's a huge arrow from Hanzo. Leyline Seal coming out just to buy some time. Portal coming out. Leap from Sonya. They're actually right next to the portal. Sundering from Thrall to buy a little extra time. That's going to be the Light Bomb out from Anduin as well onto the Star Fox. They're throwing so much onto Star Fox, but they're not finding a kill. Star Fox actually ended up going into charge as well. Excuse me, Warbringer at level 10, so no shield wall for them for the protection. I think they're just banking on the Medivh. But I mean, to have double protection wouldn't be bad. Just saying. Members of Goodbye Forever, though, will be walking this Punisher up. That's going to be a great jump over. They're going to have a little bit of damage on the Star Fox. Going to almost have the Chastise connect onto them as well. Power Slide from the ETC. No Mosh Pit to use there. I'm surprised. I thought they actually would have gotten that Mosh Pit play. And that will be the fort definitely going down to this Arcane Punisher with 60-some% health on it still. Going to be looking to step up further. Medivh at 19 out of the 40 stacks. Nice Punisher jump over the wall. They baited that over very well. Going to be having them take a lot of this damage, but I think with the Gilnean Cocktail through the front gate, that's going to be it for them, as Newbie will grab this camper to help get some help from the friendly members. They don't. They could make an invade onto this portal. Forward, Medivh looking for it. That's going to be the variant all the way through. That's power side from the ATC. There's going to be a Mosh coming out. There's going to be a leap onto the backline as well. Chain bomb value going out. That's going to be Hanzo with an arrow as well. Currently going to be trying to get some of these members picked off as Anduin ends up going down. No one grabs the camp just yet as the Sundering comes out from the Thrall. This Sonya goes down. That's going to be Hanzo getting picked off. Flava Flav is going to be very low as there's another taunt coming out from Star Fox, and they get the charge in. So I was talking about how Warbringer might not have been the best choice, but that's working out for them very well, because I believe it's the cooldown reduction of just constantly being able to just charge in and get another taunt, charge in, get another taunt. Now, granted, taunt is a 16-second cooldown, but it's not that long in a team fight. 16 seconds in a team fight feels like nothing in a sense. I can't tell you how many times, like, because it's the same cooldown as Stitch's Hook. Like, I can't tell you how many times, like, I've been in a team fight, Hook goes out, it's like, cool, we're good for 16 seconds. And you look up, you're like, oh my god, 16 seconds has already gone by, they've got Hook, I need to play this safe again. This is a very, very good call, though, coming out from members of Deathwing Hookah Lounge. This chase further forward, oh my god, dear lord, Mustache Mill is getting pulled right out of there as the Flava Flav is trying to disrupt, but they should have the portal, they should be able to get out just fine, and the fort will be going down. This means that if they are able to grab this Mortar Punisher in top lane, they're going to be able to look at a keep front gate rather than just looking at the fort front gate. We remember what happened with the first objective phase on the side of Deathwing Hookah Lounge. They only got like damage onto the gate itself. The 2 towers were still up and healthy, as it looks like both teams are kind of grouping up in 5s and looking for some sort of fight here, as once again, just to kind of keep noting on this, the Medivh at 28 out of the 40 stacks necessary, slowly but surely working their way up. We can take a peek at the Kael'thas, as I need to cheat this because I can't do caster math. 450 bonus mana, currently sitting at 1,080 as another fight breaks out. Light Bomb going to be coming out with the leap, as well as the arrow from Hanzo. Protection was out from the Medivh. Leyline Seal to buy a little extra time. Big Wiz in this backline will be going down, and that's going to be Newbie so very low. Do they have another Warbringer? They end up getting the charge. The camp will be going over in favor for the members of Deathwing Hookah Lounge some way, as they end up getting the taunt and the chase on to Mustache Mill. They try and roll away with the Dark Flight. They don't manage to do so, with the disengage, and this will be a fight. While they lose the Thrall, they end up getting 2 kills, and they have some good momentum to push into the bottom lane. Might even try and get the fort down here just to get the periodic catapult pressure. But our Mortar Punisher will be up in top lane in the next 25 seconds. Oh my god, Flava Flav so very low. Portal forward from the Medivh. Looking for more stacks with the Arcane Rift. 32 currently. And this is the scary part for a Medivh too. If you die here, that is 12 minutes of work that is just dumpstered. Ooh. Draw making sure mid lane's gonna be managed, and this looks like the members of Deathwing Hookah Lounge is gonna be rotating up and getting set up for our Mortar Punisher in top lane. No convection Pepe hands. Yeah, but I mean, like, I don't know, like, I can see an argument for both, but, like, I always come back to the one factor of just, like, we're 12 minutes in right now, and Kael'thas can hit the 1 button or activate. They can activate this every 45 seconds. That's roughly every team fight. They'll have a shield for excuse me. How long is the shield itself? I actually don't know. For 4 seconds, they have a 1,000 plus shield. Sorry, I clicked on the wrong hero. It's based on, actually it's 1,205 now because of just how it's still scaling up. So just that Kael'thas is sitting pretty comfortable right there with at least their mono-attic stacks. They just have to make sure that obviously this, you know, oh, hold on, there's a Medivh with the Leyline Seal for the setup. Hanzo with the arrow, they all sidestep, but there's a light bomb coming out as well. They're looking at Mustache, that's gonna be the first one to go down. Sundering coming out from the Thrall as well to try and split the enemy team. That's gonna be Flav looking for a power slide, no mosh pit to follow up. As the gravity lapse doesn't connect, they chase in further, another face melt, Medivh portal forward. 36 stacks onto them. But they're going to use the portal once again. They go back over to the shrine, and this is going to be Mortar Punisher. I would expect in favor for the members of Deathwing Hookah Lounge pushing in through top lane. While that's happening, they're going to say, let's try and make something happen in mid. God, that's such a good mount, sorry. The ETC mount's so very good. But they're going to say, let's try and get some value in mid lane, as we do have a good wave there. We've got one coming in. They're all coming down here just to try and maybe manage the wave and poke at the enemy team. Oh, they're all backing. They're going to leave Thrall. Let's actually get the vision for our red team. I'm very late on this. So they can see Thrall is over there. They do know that Thrall's on that top shrine. Hanzo did finish their level 1 quest. Flavor Flav's going to get dove on power side. There's the mosh pit coming out. Do they have anything to interrupt it? That's going to be a great gravity lapse from the Kael'thas to stop that mosh pit. Leap of Faith to save Flavor Flav, but they charge in further with Star Fox. Light Bomb going to be coming out. That's more of a zoning tool than anything else, but the portal will be forward. They're going to be looking to maybe get a kill onto Medivh, but unfortunately Medivh actually did finish out their Arcane Rift. We just saw it being finished out. Leap coming out from Sonya. They find the kill onto Varian. That was a 3-person leap, able to capitalize on 1 kill. Now they'll back off and reset here, as this is going to be Thrall with 38 of the Skeletal Defenders. They can say, you know what, grab it, have that pressure into top lane, and then come back and defend, because it looks like they want to try and take the keep. Oh, this Kael'thas is going to be saved by the Leyline Seal. Oh my god, I was not expecting that. That Leyline Seal was so on point. They didn't even go into Temporal Flux either. They were just like, we don't even need that. We're good. Punisher through top lane. All of this is also denying them the back, and also staggering out of death. So now they're going to be backing in lane, so that allows them to get back to the keep a little bit faster here. Jump comes out from the Punisher, looking for some damage onto Mustache. The rest of the team rotating in. Varian still back at the Hall of Storms, or at least just coming back from the Hall of Storms. As the Punisher getting very low here, they're going to be able to get some damage onto this keep. They might be able to just take this down, but I think they might have to back off after the keep. I don't think they got pressure to end. Maybe they might go for it. ETC's down for the next 23 seconds. Medivh has the portal that actually will get them out. The only reason I was saying maybe they go in for it is because the Varian's here, but it looks like no, they're going to back off. They're going to reset. They do need to manage mid lane. Bottom lane is midway crashed, but we can actually go ahead and look at once again some of the other numbers. I think I've already shown this before, but it's been such a back and forth that we might as well show the information once again so you get an idea of what that is, or if you might have missed it for a couple seconds. Ektar, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome everyone from Ektar stream. The Coal Train as well, thank you for the follow. Sorry, I missed that earlier. Thank you for all the support, my friends. I really appreciate it. One of the factors being that Convection's awful, lol. Seventh Ace, what's up, bud? How you doing? I love the playing style of this variant. It's aggressive and I like it. It's really, really, really good. I typically never take charge. Star Fox has given me a case to take charge. I usually just go shield wall because I'm just like, well, no one will kill me. But at the same time, I mean, they have Medivh, so they don't need all that. I mean, they could obviously overstack all that protection, but I think the charge allows them to be even more aggressive and constantly have almost a sustained chase. Because, you know, Medivh has portaling and everything, but this also closes that gap and allows them to get a slow, too. Varian just going to be anchoring in the bush over there. It's really strong for the friendly team, as they do end up stealing away this camp on the top left side. Medivh will be now scouting at this enemy team as they do see that happening, but they also have to manage the top lane. So this is more or less buying some time, while oh wow, this is just, they're going for bottom lane for it, but the next Punisher will be Arcane and it will be in bottom lane, as you can see on your mini map. So that Arcane Punisher now going to be pushing up to a keep front gate if they can potentially get it on the side of Deathwing Hookah Lounge. But with a level lead, 20 talents here around the corner, they gotta make something happen on the side of Goodbye Forever. It's either they let the 20 talents here roll through, or oh, hold on, here we go. There's a fight that's breaking out. Leap of Faith to save the ETC. Phoenix coming out from the Kael'thas as well. I think there was a charge to a friendly player. Does this allow you to? Yeah, okay, charge can be cast on allied heroes. Because I was just like, I just saw a charge go to a friendly player. How's that? All right, that is true. Even more of a case right there. Plus, parry is still basically a soft protected against this team anyways. That's true. That's a very good point. Ektar, I hope you had a wonderful stream. Thank you once again for the raid. I really appreciate it. And I hope everything's going well for you. Hope you had a wonderful weekend, friend. Bottom lane seems like they're going to be trying to do the same thing. They're going to try and open this up, so at least they're also matching the pure catapult pressure, but also the soft push that's already in the lane. But now, try and popping up in the next 25 seconds. No camps on the map realistically to grab. Let's see really quick. I'm just hovering over them all. Yeah, no camps will be up and available anytime soon for this, so it's going to be the posturing and getting ready for this next objective. Medivh cheats at level 20. Master of Flames, really? I guess they're going to bank off of that. Glory to the Alliance. Okay, so they're going to upgrade on the banner. No 20 talent here, and that's why you're seeing them rotate around the map like this. They're just going to be clearing things out. They might try and push up the top lane fort, but if I'm sitting on the side of Deathwing's Hookah Lounge, I think I'd just focus on this. I'd say, you know what? We can see you up there. This is currently Star Fox's vision, and we're just going to go ahead and let you take that, but we're going to go ahead and grab this. On the right-hand side, though, they are going to say that there is in 10 seconds this ping for the camp. They're going to start playing this to the lower half of the map, and that's just because it's giving them an escape route, because the enemy team's going to be coming up through this kind of upper region over here. That's why you're seeing Medivh starting to scout out over on that side, but it looks like they're actually trying to forego this entire Punisher phase, or maybe just, yeah, I think they're just trying to pull them off the Punisher. That's really it. They end up getting the keep in mid. They're here. If they can find a leyline seal, this will be huge. There's actually quite a few are lined up for this. Medivh cheats? No, Medivh cheats. Actually, Medivh does cheat. Leap it from the Sonya comes in. That's going to be the variant going into the backline. Mustache Mel going to be trying to dive in as well. That's going to be the healing darts coming through. So much damage going to be on patches, but somehow, some way, they're able to get the arcane barrier off as the Kael'thas and the Ana go down, but they charge and find the Kael'thas right there, or excuse me, the Greymane right there. I read the Kael'thas name, but Greymane when it ended up going down. Tonka's out into newbie as they're trying to make their way out. The leap is not up and available again, as they did just get to 20 talent, but somehow they're going to be able to survive through that. They actually didn't go into the Nerves of Steel or ignore pain or anything like that. I'm surprised Sonya was able to live, but I guess Thundercat's healing is just enough. Now, they did get the Ana, so there's no healing technically coming out for the members of Deathwing Hookah Lounge, but they do have that Medivh and Thrall. Some self-sustain as newbie just goes in for a kill and ends up losing their own life, and this is definitely going to be the Punisher picked up in favor for the members of Deathwing Hookah Lounge. Also, look at this top lane stacking out right now. These catapults are hitting for 350 to 377 right now. They're going to go ahead and also grab themselves a camp down here. This is one of the few maps in the game that actually doesn't despawn the camps on the map when the objective does pop up. Mostly, like look at Tomb of the Spider Queen, when you summon that objective, the boss, all of those camps go away. Same thing with Alterac Pass or Battlefield of Eternity, but Infernal Shrines is one of the unique maps where the camps do not disappear when the vehicle or the objective is up and available. Because I can't remember off the top of my head if Garden of Terror or even Dragonshire. I have to double check on those ones, but either way, Punisher coming in through bottom lane. This is going to be Big Wiz and friends pushing up here, but the rest of the team is slowly working their way down over here. Medivh does have Leyline Seal up and available, so they could look for a Medivh cheat to buy some extra time. And they're actually going to rip it right there. They're going for the Anduin. They're just looking for the Anduin. They want to mitigate his healing, as Flava Flav might have a zoning mosh. Actually not ready for the next 18 seconds. Slaybound coming out. They're going to connect onto one. The rest of the team is now here. They're going to throw a Biter Grenade, and that's going to be ETC going down. Punisher does go down, but the keep is going to fall as well. Deathmosh coming onto a couple members, and they're trying to get a kill right there. Yeah, the Thrall actually finishes up the Echo of the Elements, and they end up getting the kill onto Mustache Mill. Maybe there's a taunt. There's going to be the blink forward from Big Wiz, and they end up getting the kill right there. This is still going to be a decent wave pushing in behind them as they actually found the Sonya kill. I didn't even see her behind us, but that will be 3 going down. The members of Deathwing Hookah Lounge are going to be stepping up to the core. There's Hanzo and Anduin for the defense. I don't know if this is going to really work out. They also have a top lane wave coming in on top of all this. Looks like it is going to be the members of Deathwing Hookah Lounge taking tonight's second best of 3 series in a 2-0 fashion as well. GG. Well played.